morning students. So in the last video we have seen about the what is SQL. So for what purpose we are using that. So you know what is the full form of SQL, that is structured query language. So this is the full form of SQL, and now we are the recent version of SQL was launched on 2008. So we are having SQL 2008. And then we have seen about the 5 main categories, okay, 5 main types of the command, that is DDL commands, DML command, DCL, TQL, and then we have seen the 5 types of commands. So data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language, transaction control language. So everything we have learnt, okay. So what are all the commands come under this category we have seen, and for what purpose we are using them we have seen. So in data definition language we have creating the table, dropping a table, truncate, like that. In under DML command we have insert, update and delete. So now let us see in this video we are going to see about the DDL and DML commands. So for what are all the syntax, what is the syntax for each and every command under DDL and DML, and we are going to see the examples also, how we can use that commands using the SQL, okay. So now let's get into it. So today's video we are going to see DDL and DML commands of chapter 12. So next, create table command. So under DDL first we are having create command, okay. So create table command. So create table command is used to create a table. So as per its name we can say that this create command is used for creating create table. So already we have seen the command create database, okay. So first we know that database is a collection of tables. So table is a collection of records. So first you have to create a table, and if you want to use that first you have to create a database, and if you want to use that database, that is if you want to get into the database you have to give the command use database name. Is it no? So now we are going to see about create table command. So create table command is used to create a table. So you must keep this point in your mind. When creating a table, when a table is created, its columns are named. Okay, so table means we'll be having a column. Columns and rows only form a table. So for each column it will be named. That means the column will be having some heading. So columns are named. Data types. So but we already seen that each column, the values of each column belong to the same data type. So data types, and size are to be specified. So each table must have at least one column, okay. So without a column a table does not persist, that is it must have at least one column, okay, it must have at least one column. The syntax for create table command. So now we are moving to syntax. That is the general format. So create table. So you have to give this as such, create a space and then the table, and then only you are going to give your table name. Okay, so table name, and then we have to open a bracket, that is parenthesis we used to say, open a bracket, and then we will be having column name, data type and size, okay, and next we will be giving one comma, and then the next column name, the data type for the second column name and the size, and then it's go on. How many columns you want you can create using this create table command. So create table is used for creating a table. So what is the syntax? Create table, the word table must be specified. After that only you have to give your table name, column, data type, size, column, data type, size. So you have to give each and every column its data type and size, and then you have to close the bracket, and then you have to finish with semicolon. Clear? So you have to finish with the each SQL command with semicolon. So next we will see an example for create command. So create table, so student. Now what is my table name? Student. Student is the table name. So see, I had opened a bracket. So in that I am giving my column, admission number, and then I have to give my data type. So first this is my column name, and then I am giving the data type as integer. Okay. So for integer the argument, that is the size, can be named or cannot. So for int only we will be mentioning. So for as I have given integer, I have not mentioned the size of it. Name, character, I have given here the size. So column, data type, size. So size I have given 20. Okay, so it can accept up to 20 characters, right? And next I have created another column, gender. I am data type is character, and it has the size only 1. Whether we have to give M or we have to give F. So we are going to give only 1 character for gender. So I have given the size as, which one I have given as? I have given the size as 1. So next I have given Tamil, and then I have declared that column as integer, and English, for that also I have declared my column as integer, and so I have not given the size. Clear? So I have created a table. My table name is student, and I am having columns, data type, size, column, data type, size, column, data type, size. Like that I have created 5 columns. What are my column headings now? Admission number, name, then gender, so it comes here, and then Tamil, and then English. Okay, so I am having 5 columns. Admission number, name, gender, Tamil and English. So admission number is integer, name is of character which can accept 20 character, and gender is of character which can accept only 1 character, and Tamil and English are mentioned as integer. So they can store integer values. This is the example for create command. So now we have seen the syntax and example for create command. So create table, table name, column name, data type, size. Okay. And next we are moving to the next command, that is alter command. Okay. So next one is alter. So the alter command, once I have created my table and if I made some mistake, okay, some mistake means by knowing itself. So if there is any error in the syntax, the SQL command itself, it will prompt us that there is a error in it, so we can rectify it. So suppose I want to change anything, okay, then I can use alter command. Okay, so alter command can be used for many purposes. Let us see. The alter command is used to alter the table structure, like adding a column. Suppose I want to add a column also, I can use alter command. Renaming the existing column. Suppose I want to rename the existing column and change the data type of any column or size. So data type, suppose I am having anything in integer and I want to convert a character like this. Sometimes I can have my serial number, so like I have given as integer. Suppose I am going to give that number as A1, then I need a character and number. So that time I want to change my data type. So change the data type of any column or size of the column or delete the column from the table. So these all things come under alter. Using alter command we can use this. What are all? Adding a column, renaming the existing column, change the data type of any column, size, data type or size, or delete the column. So syntax for alter command. Okay. So syntax for alter command is alter table. Okay, alter, and then I have to give table name. So which table I am going to alter, and then first let us see adding a column. Okay, so add column name, data type, size. So if I want to give a new column, I have to give the column name, I have to specify its data type, and I have to specify its size also. So alter table name, add column name, data type and size. Let us see the example. So now let us see alter command with add and modify. So we have already seen the alter command is used to alter the table, like adding a column, changing the data type and renaming. No, so like alter command can be used with add, modify, rename and del option also. So first we will see add and modify. So let us see the example. Alter table student. Okay, alter table, I am going to alter the table student. Add max. Already I am having Tamil and English. So now I am going to add another one new column, max. So max, and I am going to give its data type. So column name is max, its data type is integer. Okay. So next let us see with modify. So to modify existing column of the table, the alter table command can be used with modify class. So now if you want to add a column, we can use add. Suppose you want to modify, that is if you want to change the data type or if you want to change the size. Okay, we have already seen, no? So to alter command can also be used for change the data type of any column or size of the column. So for this two purpose we can use the modify command. So it can be used with modify. Alter table name and then comes modify. Okay, alter table name, modify, column name, data type, size. So I'll see the example. Alter table student. Now which table I am going to alter? Student. And then comes modify. Okay, modify. This keyword should be specified as modify. Then I am going to change modify which column? Name. In this already I have declared with character 20. Now I am increasing the size of. That is I am changing the size of the column name. So with 20 to 25. So name character 25. So I have used the modify command to change the size of the column. Okay. So we have seen add and modify. Next we will see alter command with rename and drop column. So rename is used to rename the existing column name, and drop column is used for deleting the particular column or more than one column. Okay. So the alter command can be used to rename an existing column in the following way. So alter table, table name, rename. So you have to give this keyword as rename. Old column name. So which column name we are going to change? Old column name 2. 2 is also a keyword, so you got to specify as such. And then new column name. So what do you want to change? New column name. So see the example, alter table student. So which table name? The table student. Rename. Okay. So rename. Then as I'm having a column name as TAM. Now I am going to change as TAMIL. This is the old column name and this is the new column name. Clear? So now I have changed my old Tamil TAM column to TAMIL. So the syntax alter table, table name, rename old column name to new column name. So alter table, which table name? Student, rename TAM old column name to new column name. Next we are going to see drop column. So the alter command can also be used to remove a column or all columns also. So alter table, table name, drop column. So this should be specified as such, and then which column name you are going to, which column you want to delete, you can give that column name. So see the example, alter table student. Okay, so which table name is student, drop column gender. So I am going to delete the column gender. Okay. So this is the alter command. So alter command is used with what and all? It is used with add, modify, rename and drop. So as we have seen already, it can be used to add a column. So to alter the table, for adding a column we are using alter command with add. Okay, so to rename the existing column we are using the alter command with rename. And changing the data type of any column or size of the column we are using modify. Alter command with modify. And for deleting the column from the table we are using the alter command with drop. Okay, so for these four purposes we are using the alter command. So with add and then with modify, and next come with rename and drop column. Clear? The next command is the truncate command. So we have seen create table command and alter command. Now we are going to see the third DDL command, that is truncate. The truncate command is used to delete all the rows from the table. The structure remains and the space is freed from the table. Okay. So if you are deleting means it doesn't mean that only we are deleting the value, even the space is freed from the table. The syntax for truncate command is truncate table, table name. So which one you are going to do? So it will ask to delete all the rows. At what data you have entered, all the rows will be deleted. So you no need to give the particular row. So truncate table, table name. So example, so we have created a table student. So truncate table student. So the table student is removed and the space is also freed. Clear? So truncate command is used to delete all the rows from the table. Next we are going to see drop table command. Okay. So still we have seen the DDL commands, create table command, alter command and truncate command. So now we are going to see drop table command. So the drop table command is used to remove a table from the database. If you drop a table, all the rows in the table is deleted and the table structure is removed from the database. So if you give drop command, all the rows, so okay, so what are all the data you have given, all the rows in the table is deleted and the table structure is also removed from the database. So after that, then no longer the column name or column will exist, so that you can add new rows. No, the table structure itself will be removed. So once a table is dropped, we cannot get it back. So be careful while using the drop table command. Okay. So but there is a condition for dropping a table. That is, it must be an empty table. So for using this drop table command, first we must delete all the records. Then only we can give the drop table command. Okay. So to remove all the rows of the table, we will use delete command. So this delete command we will see in the next, which comes under the category DML commands. Okay. So once all the rows are deleted, the table can be deleted by drop table command. So if you want to use drop table, first you have to delete all the rows. Okay. So syntax, drop table, table name. Okay. Then on, for example, drop table student. So I am having a table named as student. So I am going to drop that table. So no longer the table will exist. Okay. This is the drop table. So we have seen the 4 DDL commands. What are the 4 DDL commands? Create table, alter command. So first we have seen the create table commands. It is used for creating the table. So next we have seen the alter command. So it is used for changing the renaming, adding a column, and then changing the size of the column or delete. So we have seen alter command with add and with modify and with rename and drop. So we have seen alter command with 4 options. So next we have seen truncate. So this delete all the rows, but the structure remains, so that we can insert the new record to it. But next comes the drop table, which removes every row, that is the structure of the table no more exists. Okay, it would not exist no more, so we cannot insert a new record to it. So this is the difference between truncate and the drop table command. So if you want to use this command, first you should delete all the records. It must be an empty table. Okay. So that is the condition for using the drop table. Clear? So next we will move on to the DML commands. So what are the DML commands? That is insert command. Okay. So in this we are having insert, update and delete. Okay. So we are going to see the DML commands, that is insert command. So the first, under DML command, the first is the insert command. So the insert command helps to add new data to the database or add new records to the table. So first we have created a database using create database command. Next we have, next we want to get into the database. For that we are using use database. Next we have created a table into it. So that is, we have created a table with columns. Now we are going to insert records or insert data to each and every column. So insert command helps to add, even you can add one data or you can also add new records to the table. So syntax is insert into. So into is a keyword here. Table name, column list. This is given in a square bracket, which means it is optional. Okay. Values and values. So if you know the column headings in the order, so you can give the values directly. So otherwise you have to mention the column heading and then only you have to give your values. So insert into student. So I have created a table student with what and all the column I have created the admission number, name, gender, Tamil and English. So with this 3 I have created a table. Okay. So now for this 5 columns I am going to give 5 values. So insert into table name is student and for column list is this. So I am going to give values. So the values must be given in this order. So first admission number and then name. So name must be specified within single quotes and gender it is. So for gender I have given only 1 character space. So for that it should also be given inside single quotes, and then I have given the Tamil and English mark 97, 99. So all the values are separated by commas. So it must be enclosed within the parenthesis and the last final you have to terminate with semicolon. Right. So next I am inserting another record. So insert into student, admission number, name, gender, Tamil, English. So I have inserted 1 record. Now I am going to insert the second record. So 101 Adarsh, male, 75, 86. So 2 new records are added to the table student. So now how it will look? The table will look like this. So admission number first 100. What is the first record? 100 Ashish, gender M, Tamil 97, English 99. And next 101 and Adarsh, and then first one Ashish, second one Adarsh, and then male 75 and then 86. So that the order of values must match the order of columns in the create table command. That one is important. So it must given in the same order. Clear? So now we have seen that is the column list is optional. Now we will see how without mentioning this column name we can give the values. Okay. So specifying the column name is optional if data is to be added for all columns. Suppose we are adding only, we can also insert values into it without giving the column name. See, insert into student, I have not the column list. So values alone I am giving because I know the column heading in order. So first one is the admission number and next is the name and next the gender and next comes the Tamil mark and English mark. So as I know the column heading order, I have given the values correctly. So I will get the record as 102, Akshit, male 67 and 77. So the above command inserts a record into the student table. Okay. So to add data to only some columns. So only for specific columns, only for Tamil or only for admission number, like only for some columns in the record, by specifying the column name and the data, it can be done. So most probably we will know the column order. So we will give only insert into values. Suppose we are giving only the values for a particular column alone. So then we have to mention the column name. So insert into student. So now I am going to give only 3 values. I am having 5 column headings. No, I am having 5 column. But now I am going to give values only for 3. Now let us see what will happen. So I am going to give for insert into student, admission number, name, Tamil. Values for admission number I have given 103, for name I have given Ayush and for Tamil I have given 88. So I have not given the values for gender and I have not given the value for English. So it will look like 103 Ayush and 88. So the gender data and the English data will be null. Okay, the student table will have the following data. So first I have given 100, 101. These two I have given with column list. I have specified the column list and then I have given the value. 102 I have inserted without specifying the column list. And in 103 I have specified only 3 values for 3 columns and for 2 columns I have not given the value. Okay. So what will happen means, so the field that are not given in the insert command, so will take default values. So the field that are not given in the insert command will take default values. So default values, how we can set default values, I will say to you in the next video. Okay. So if it is defined for them, so if you have defined the default values, we will see in the next video how we can define a default value for a column. So if you have defined, the default value will be automatically set to it if you not given any values. Otherwise null value will be stored. Okay. So if you are not giving any values for a particular column, null value will be stored. If you have set default values, the default value will be shown to you. Clear? So next, delete command. So we have seen the insert command. So next we are moving to delete command. So the delete command permanently removes one or more records from the table. So it removes the entire row, not individual fields of the row. So no field argument is needed. So delete command will remove one or more records, but it will delete permanently. So the syntax for it, delete from table name where condition. So for example, to delete the records whose admission number is 104, the command is given as follows. So delete from student table where admission number is equal to 102. So if I give, instead of 104, I have given 102. Then this particular record, that is 102 Akshit male 6777. So this is the value. So 102 Akshit male 6777. So this record will be, the above record is deleted from the student table. Okay, as I have given, admission number is equal to 102. So to delete all the rows of the table, the command is used as delete star. So note this one. The star symbol in SQL denotes all records. So we will be using this star in many commands. So with delete command means the meaning of that star is all records. Okay, so delete all records from student. That is the meaning of this. So delete star from student. So this command deletes all the rows of the table. So if you want to delete particular record also, you can give with where condition. And if you want to delete all the records, you can give delete star from student. Clear? So next, update command. So in DML commands we have seen insert and delete. Now we are moving to update. So the update command updates some or all data values in a database. Okay. So it will sometimes update particular value or all values. It can update one or more records in a table. The update command specify the rows to be changed using the var class and the new data using the set keyword. So the command is used as follows. So update table name. So which table you are going to update? Set column name. Set means which value you are going to change. Set column name is equal to value, column name is equal to value. So if you are going to have change only one column name also, you can specify particularly that column name and value. And if you are going to specify more than one column name, that time also you can specify like this with var condition. So now see an example. So update student. My table name is student. Set. I am going to set gender is equal to M, where admission number is equal to 103. Okay. So the above command will change the gender value to M for those students whose admission number is 103. So now I will have like this. So admission number 100, 101, 102, 103. So name is like this. Now still I have not had the for 103. I have not given the gender value and English value. So now I am setting it to it. So now my 103 I have set gender is equal to M. Okay. So now this 103 record has been updated. Clear? So next let us see to update multiple fields. Now I have set only one field. So for update multiple, that is for one column. So multiple fields, multiple field assignment can be specified with a set class separated by comma. So see the example, update student, set name is equal to Aruna, gender is equal to M, and English is equal to 91. Sorry, here 1 minute. So I have given name is equal to Aruna, gender is equal to F, English equal to 91, where admission number is equal to 103. So in the last one I have set Ayush and M. So I have said given only one column name. Gender is equal to M, or one field name, gender is equal to M. For admission condition I have given. Now I am going to set more than one column name. That is more than one field. So I am setting name is Aruna, gender is female, and English is 91. So I am giving going to change these three values for admission number is equal to 103. So now I am having as 103 Aruna. So first I have had Ayush. Now I have changed this name as Aruna. So Aruna and then female. First I have as M, now I am having as female. And then Tamil mark I am already have given as 88. So there was no English mark was set. Now I am setting the English mark to 91. Clear students? So this is the update command. Okay, it can be set with one field or more than one field. So next for delete command, it is also you can delete particular one row or more than one row. So insert, you can give the column headings and then you can give the values. Otherwise, if you know the order of the column list, then you can give the values directly, and if you want also you can give only the specific value for some specific column alone. So today we have seen the DDL command and the DML commands. So under DDL commands we have seen create table, and then we have seen alter and then drop and truncate. Under DML command we have seen insert, update and delete. So I think you are clear with this students. So have a note of it and study well. Thank you students.